All right. Uh-oh. Bro, what is the issue, yo? There we go. Oh, hi. Yo, it's been a hot minute. I actually, I think I haven't done one of these live streams, and I think it's been 3 months, because I was trying to do every month this year, but the whole like fall wedding season, it rocked me this year, yo. I could not do it. Couldn't keep up with it. I was super busy. I actually, even for my full wedding day video, I was talking about how there's the family photos section video, but I didn't even finish that either. There's so much going on. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope y'all had a great holiday season. Happy New Year's. We're pretty much there. New Year's Eve is what, tomorrow? So we moving in there. Get into that new year, 2023. I know the last couple years have been rough, but I'm overly optimistic, so I'm still looking forward to next year, hoping it's going to be a great year for everybody. You almost made it. Good job keeping that until August. Yeah, I did really well. I did the majority of the year, and I'm pretty sure, August was like the last one I couldn't do it no more. Between, being a father and having a wife, 4 kids, and then just like, I got sick from one of the weddings. It's just a lot was happening. Ellis Photography, thank you so much for that super chat. Get some coffee or a bagel. Oh yeah, bagels are the thing. That's our family, just bagels. Oh, but yeah. So I didn't get a lot of submissions this time around, and I'm not gonna take any additional submissions. There were some JPEGs, and y'all already know how that works. The JPEGs get deleted, so I'm sorry for anyone who submitted JPEGs, but I'm only gonna work with what I have now, because I have family in town and there's a lot happening. Even my brother, he's been living in Japan for like the last 3 to 4 years. He's back in town too, so this week has been super busy. So streaming for less time is more ideal for me. Why is this photo black and white? See if I can reset it real quick. Oh, it's not black and white here. Okay. You're saying I could have submitted 9 photos? Yeah, if you would have submitted 9 photos, I probably would have just done it. Music's loud, thanks for that. What is wrong? I can't like click on stuff. Oh wait, that's my mic. What am I doing? Turn my mic up. Turn the music down. There. That's what we want. Tuned in. Hey John, okay, so do I have time to send a photo still? No, I'm not gonna take any further today. I'm gonna critique the photos a little bit more than just edit them. Cause I could fly through these photos real quick. There's like 25 photos or something. Not a lot this time around. But it's, it's the end of the year. Everybody's tired. We're trying to finish it up. At this time of year, y'all already know what it is. As a photographer, we're over here scrambling, trying to edit. I got the light on my face. Got some good submissions this time around, though. Great stuff. What is this, Sony? Yeah, ARW. So, and yeah, I'm gonna critique photos a little bit. And again, critiques are subjective. I'm not trying to act like I'm the master of photography. Honestly, again, I've talked about it before, I don't even think I'm that great of a photographer. But there's little things that can always be done. But also, when you're thinking about how a photo was taken, you have to think about like what was happening at the time. So for instance, like this may have been much more candid of a photo. I hope so. Because if not, this door should have been closed. And even though it looks like it's a glass door, so you probably would have seen all this inside anyway, with it wide open like that, it's just like an eyesore. But again, things are happening. Sometimes you can't, like, you know, like, you gotta take the photo. I'm much more about that. People get all caught up on stuff like, oh, the photo's bad because you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And it's like, but you weren't there. You know, like, for all you know, I missed it because I had 5 seconds to take the photo. This white balance is rough, yo. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up exposure. I'm gonna pull these shadows back down. Pull this orange down. But yeah, other than that, this is a great candid shot. Honestly, because the white balance is kind of trash. I probably would make a black and white. Let's virtual copy. John B equals Yoda. Yo, bugging. Where's my, that took way longer than it needed to. All right, what we thinking? Oh no, the color, I think the color is probably better. So much good emotion in this photo, exactly. And also, we got Josiah in the house. I hope you've been doing well. Made it to the end of the year. Photographers are like, yay! I delivered my last wedding in like 2 weeks. Because, again, as photographers, we tend to put our couples first. And I was like, I want them to get this before Christmas, even though their wedding was on the 10th of December. Yeah, this is my photo, and it was one of my first weddings. Oh, but see, and so like, this is a great example. This is a great shot. And a lot of times too, that's the kind of stuff I talk about that people miss. When you become a tenured photographer, closing this door is something that you would have thought of. But aside from that, it's a great shot, especially if it was your first wedding. Like, this is awesome. You did a great job. It's not something you should be like, oh no. Which is why, again, I talk about with critiques, you got to take them with a grain of salt and understand too that the person wasn't there. I hate that sometimes people critique without the mentality of like, you know, I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing in the photo, but I understand. Because see, that's a lot of information I didn't have. I didn't know it was your first wedding. And, you know, for all I know, you were rushed. Yeah, beautiful photo. This is also, what is it? CR3 is Canon something or other. Got some extra backlit, saving the sky. Pull these highlights up a bit. Pull these shadows, or no, you know what we're gonna do for the shadows? Cause again, so here's something like, cause I'm gonna take more time on these photos. So I could just pull the shadows up like this, right? But the reason I don't like to do that is you see how it's making the whole background lose shadows as well. And I feel like that just, it clearly looks like, oh, you just raised the shadows. So I usually like to use, bro, why can I not click on anything? My computer is struggling and I do not know why. I need to restart it. Bro, wow. I can click on, why wouldn't it do this? What? Computer just killed my flow. But yeah, I usually do a spot and I would highlight them and raise the shadows on them alone. But for some reason, Lightroom doesn't want to let me. I'm able to click on everything else. What is the, okay. Let's restart Lightroom real quick. Lightroom. And then I don't know what this deal has been recently, but it doesn't open up the catalog I want. It always goes to this old 2021, and I'm like, no, bro, go back to where I was. So then I gotta come back in here and go to the actual catalog that I was in, and I gotta wait for it to reopen again. How long should you send the photos to the couple? Do you send a batch first? Yeah, so generally what I'll do is like close to 48 hours-ish after the wedding, I will do a preview. And that's like a good handful, maybe 10, 15 photos. And then what I quote my couples is 4 to 8 weeks. But 4 weeks is what I like to deliver in. 8 weeks is my safe zone. So that like if I get busy or, you know, life happens, I'm at least inside of my range. So pretty much once I start getting to 4 weeks is when I start getting stressed about delivering their photos. There, so I have them highlit now. And I'm gonna bring up the shadows only on them. Obviously this shot probably want it to be a silhouette shot, but I'm gonna edit it as if it were just backlit. So raise the shadows on them a little bit. Then I can go back and raise the shadows on the whole photo. And I'm not pulling the shadows up so much on the background as much. Then I'll raise the overall exposure and adjust from there. I might do I think I might do the white balance too, because so I like the white balance here for the background, kind of cool. But they're too cool for the skin tone. So I'm gonna go back to that same one and raise the warmth on just them a bit. I can also go back and select the sky. This new feature in like Lightroom is hands down the best, because normally I wouldn't do all these kind of changes. It would be too much. Pull the highlights down a bit, maybe exposure a tad, save the sky some, just a little bit. Because again, if you're shooting natural light photography and you like do all this craziness to raise the shadows and save the background, it looks artificial. You know, like when you shoot natural light photography, the sky's gonna be blown out. That's just what it is. Here's our before and after. Happy holidays. Thanks for joining the stream. Happy holidays to you as well. How do you get more jobs as a main shooter, especially when starting as a second? It's honestly hard. The biggest thing is just having a portfolio, being around the right people, having a nice website. Again, a lot of people are, oh, sponsored by Squarespace. Really? Okay, I think we're good. But yeah, having a website that's like clearly communicating what it is that you're trying to do and really like letting your couples know what it is. Did we lose you? Yeah, there's something going on with my internet. Is my internet working now? It seems it. Not enough magenta. Hey, Christopher, welcome to the stream. Hope you had a great holidays. This is a cute shot. I don't know, it may have worked better if he was looking back at her and she was looking at us, maybe? I'm not sure. looks pixelated like buffering. Yeah, maybe the photo didn't come through then. Wow, yo, Sony, or no, this is Canon. So green. This is an easy photo to edit because again, it looks good in camera. It may look nice in black and white too. Thanks, man. Yes, holidays have been great. Just welcomed our new edition. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, babies. I don't know. So my thing with photos that are posed is they just don't. I feel like there's a feeling that's missing. And again, you're gonna pose a lot of your shots, but this looks like, oh, it'd be cool if she looked back at us. Hey, while y'all are standing there, just look. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't feel as much as like it kind of just happened, like a natural look back. Is it weird that usually people who ask for my portfolio are photographers and not couples? Maybe. Nice. Is this edited? No. Great lighting. It's a little hot. Also, the cropping's a little. I like things to be centered up a little better, but it is what it is. Too much magenta? Yeah. Usually when a flash is involved, too much magenta is a normal thing. YouTube is not receiving enough video. I don't know what's happening. That orange is a little out of control too. There we go. So one thing y'all may have noticed is when you're using flash on shots, normally the natural fills preset has the highlights turned all the way down, but sometimes that takes the life out of a photo, especially if it's a flash photo. So just raise your highlights more so you can see that flashlight that's coming in on your subjects. There's our before and after. And you can see again, the photo was looking pretty good in the first place, which is why natural fills didn't really, you know, it changed some stuff, but overall it was good to go. I've emailed J. Crew for summertime. I need to buy, y'all saw that suit from the company I wear suits from? I need to go ahead and buy that magenta. It's not magenta really, but it's like a pink. It would get the point across, you know? Is this the same party? Yeah, it looks like it. Nice. So this is the Shutter Dragon. If y'all have ever never seen it before, check out the settings. 1/3 of a second. F8. And that's usually what you do. So you raise your aperture or stop down, drop your shutter way down, and then you usually have to drop your ISO as well. And a lot of times what you'll do is you'll direct the flash. So you switch the flash to be direct. The direct flash is gonna stop the motion of the people. But then when you take the shot, you like twist your camera for 2 seconds. And then you get all the lights like that. For reception shots, I usually like to drop my shadows to keep the dark areas like nice and dark. With you incorporating more off-camera flash, are you liking it more? Yeah, actually, I can show y'all some photos from my last wedding. I did off-camera flash there, and yeah, some of the shots I was definitely like, okay, I can kind of see it now. And it really depends on the space. Like, I would be fine without off-camera flash, but now that I've done it enough and have it kind of like in my process and it's not in the way too much, I really don't mind it, especially just depending on the space. It can help out a lot in certain spaces, which obviously I never said off-camera flash was bad. I just don't like it that much. Nice shot. This was on an 85. It is not straight. Boom. This might look cool in black and white, but we're gonna go in color. Raise these highlights just a little bit. Yeah, and that's it right there. I ain't had to do nothing to it. Now, another reason I raised the highlights is because when you smash the highlights so hard like that, it makes whites not look white anymore. So you can see, like, if I come in here and smash the highlights all the way down, look at the shirt. See how it has this weird almost blackness to it? And even if I raise the exposure, it still has that weird, like, blackness. So you want to raise the highlights a little bit, not suck the life out of them. You talking off-camera flash for portrait or just for reception and all? Mainly for just reception. Yeah, portraits and stuff, I ain't got the time for all that. Now, again, I've shot a lot of weddings later in the evening now, so when that is the case, then yeah, off-camera flash for that, because you kind of have to. Whoa! Great shot. Looks like the wind caught it a little bit, which is perfect. This is a nice money shot. They shot this with a 135? Wow. So normally what I'll do for this shot is I shoot it with a wide lens, like a 16 mil, which is a 24. And so I'm the one standing there holding it, and I'm literally like on top of the couple. This would be, I'm assuming, like a second photographer or somebody holding it, because there's no way they were holding it with their own hand. And a 135, maybe though, 'cause that might be their hand over here in this corner. Pull these highlights a little, and then this is devoid of life, so we want to warm it up some. And when I'm warming it up, I'm just paying attention to the skin tones. Here's our before and after. Yeah, wasn't sure if you were experiencing with the off-camera flash for portraits. I don't have the time either. Yeah, and a lot of times too, especially with portraits, out of all the things in the wedding day, if the wedding day is behind, the main thing that people are always trying to cut off are portraits. It's so annoying. That's honestly, that's one of the hardest parts as a wedding photographer, is that the stuff that's probably the most important for you are always the things that no one else cares about. You know, day runs late, everything's behind, didn't get to take photos, you get your 2 seconds to take portraits and everybody's on you like, are you done? Are you done? Are you done? It's like, I have no pictures of the couple together. Like, can y'all calm down for a moment? How much longer do you have? There's no pictures of them. That's almost the main point. The first kiss, the pictures of them, the family photos. If those things do not happen, everything else can be a wash. We can miss shots, but those three things. Yep, had 7 minutes last wedding. I had because of no first look and things running behind. Exactly. Those are the worst days, are traditional days that run behind. No first look, and then you get to after the ceremony and everyone's looking at you like, we're already like 40 minutes behind. And you're like, okay, I have to do family, I have to do bridal party, I have to do couple portraits. They're like, okay, great, you have 25 minutes, 10 minutes. Then the family's nowhere to be found. It's absolute. If anything, if I was gonna teach more on wedding photography, I think that's probably the one thing. Because as a newbie wedding photographer, you'll be like, oh great, because this was me. My first 2 years, again, I had no mentor, right? First 2 years, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting through weddings fine. When you have those weddings that are behind like that, that's a totally different beast. And if you don't have another photographer sit you down and be like, look, this is how you should do this, you're pretty much like, oh my God, what is happening? Oh, there it goes, LS Photography. Cute. I love when couples are cool to get in there too. Look, he got them starched up jeans looking fresh. A true cowboy with the pin sharp starch. Oh my goodness, that white balance. So yeah, this is one of those times we were talking about it in my full wedding day video. This is where I would have Kelvined. Cause like it came out of the camera. I would have warmed it up a little bit. But again, that's why we shoot in RAW. Oh wait, was this an XD3? It was. That's half the issue, dude. First you add your magenta, and then you warm it up. Ta-da! Too much magenta. Too much orange too. I'm gonna pull this whole back, and then I'm gonna select the couple, and we're gonna, I don't really like raising the exposure on my couple, but I'm gonna raise the shadows a bit, kind of separate them from that background a bit more. Yeah, no. Every time I like raise the exposure on just the people, I feel like it's always obvious. I cannot stand it. I'm always like, that looks bad, yo. Here we go. That's feeling better. Yeah, much better. Santa Elena Canyon, Big Bend National Park in Texas. It's beautiful. Is this still the Javier Street? I don't think he submitted any photos, actually. All right, JB, I'm out. Hope you had a great... Yes, have a great New Year's. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, beautiful shot. Great, great spoon. Hand placement is great. Got that ring finger popping. She got her nails popping. She's like, you see the time I put into these nails? What's this, an engagement session? I'm still like, I don't know. I want to warm them up a little bit. This was a proposal, helped him plan for over 6 months. Nice. Beautiful. So like a surprise proposal and then some shots. This was probably like one of the last shots since he got his starched up jeans wet. I love where the couple standing. Exactly. It's a beautiful shot. Yep. And then we got a natural spoon. We got a little forehead smoocher. Beautiful. Still got ring hand popping. And that's, I always talk about that. You want to put her on the right so that ring hand's always here. So normally if I was editing this myself, I would just select these together and then sync settings. And actually, now that the selecting your subject is AI, I can do the masking too, and it's gonna just do it. So let's synchronize that. Boom. Let's see how well it did with the selection of the mask. Oh, I gotta. Oh. Yeah, look at that. So good, y'all. Lightroom trying to be in there. And maybe this one shot looks a little darker. Or actually, let's bring our comparison just to. No, it's about, yeah. Yeah, one little thing I fixed, but yeah. Did I make sure the other one was level? And so y'all see, like, I ain't even had to really edit that. Lightroom kind of just did the thing. Once you edit the one, you can come over to the other one. That's the new 3314. That lens is so good. So good. Yeah, my final edit was like at 7900 on the wideband. Yeah. Hey, John. And all. Thank you so much for the advice. And love the photo. I'm gonna take my leave. Oh, Adrian, which photo? Which photo did Adrian have? Anything you would change here? Not really. I mean, if you want to get extra, we could have moved him out of this little, like, so maybe the angle. But no, not really. Like, everything about this is good. Sometimes, but I have a habit of doing it too. Like, maybe have her chin come down here. But I tend to just shoot it like that as well. These look great. Yeah, I think they're perfect. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can. Uh-oh, we getting beach balls. Speaking of lenses, I'm surprised you don't use the 90. Yeah, it's too tight. I like shooting wider. And that's something, so my mentor, he shoots super wide all the time. And so that rubbed off on me because I used to shoot tight. And the more I shot wide, the more I was like, I don't like shooting tight. I don't. So for me, the 90 is more of a utility thing. Like, I need to be able to shoot farther. Also, did y'all see the XT5 has a digital crop? So cool, especially when you're shooting JPEG, because you can just get that extra reach when you need it. This is another one, white balance over here. It's like the end of the day. Blue hour. I will say though, I like shooting in blue hour almost more than I like golden hour, honestly. If I were to be real with myself. There's a before and after. I'm fixing to be in the market to upgrade to the 50F2. Would you do 50F1 or the newer 56? It depends. Hold on. Let me change the exposure on my camera real quick. So, okay. It's hard to say because I bought the 56. I have the 50. I haven't touched the 50 since. I love the way the 50 looks, but it's big. And again, I got into Fuji for the size. So the 50, like, that was my main love-hate relationship with it, which is it's so big and heavy. The 56, the new one, feels like a Fuji lens. It's nice and light, it's small. So I've been using that. And then you have to take into account price as well. We got a lot of RAF photos. Got our Fuji people up in here. So see, even with everything off, you should be able to feel where magenta should be. And then white balance based off of skin tones at that point. Yeah, I haven't touched the 50 since the 33. Yeah, the 3314 is so good. But yeah, so right now, so I just bought the 16 1.4, which should be coming in the mail soon, hopefully. So that's the last. I'm replacing my 16-2.8. The 16-2.8 is nice. It's nice and small. I love it, but every time I'm at a wedding, I'm like, this thing's just not letting in enough. It's just not enough for me. Hold on real quick. Uh-oh. All right, we back. Beautiful. Thaddeus holding it down. What did he shoot this at? 128. The crop's a little weird for me. But it's mainly because if you're that tight, I usually like the couple to fill up the frame a little more. Like that tight, I would want it cropped like this or something. When you're tight and it just has all this space, I don't know. That lens looks crazy, yo. What is this? 70 to 180? What is happening in the corners? Is that like a tree or something? I haven't shot on lenses this long in a while. It has that like crazy, like warbly, like on the sides. You got the 16 or the 18 one? For the 16. Because for me, the 18 is going to be too close to the 23. So 16, the old 16-1.4 makes more sense. There's our before and after. Yeah, I've been wanting to upgrade the 16 for a while now. Again, I love the 16-2.8, but as a wedding photographer, it made everything harder. You know, I'd always have my settings. I'd be shooting with the 23-1.4, the 56-1.2. I'd be like, this is great. Then I'll slap the 16-2.8 on there and be like, oh, gotta raise my ISO so much more. It's just man annoying. Also, the one time I did use the 16-1.4, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so sharp, so good. How you deal with consistent look for skin tones when lighting conditions are changing, specifically reception and dance floor. So the biggest thing, especially for the dance floor, is that if you're getting your camera like guessing too much, you should shoot in Kelvin. Oh yeah, see, this is the same thing. There's too much headroom. I wonder if there was a reason. It was dark, yo. Gotta do some noise reduction. Now they looking all smooth. Yeah, that's too much headroom. I'll crop in on that real quick. I see I got rid of the 23. Favor the 18. I use it for video. Yeah. Have you ever tried DxO noise? I have not, but I've seen people talking about it. I might have to, because, yeah, there's cases like this where it's just like, yeah. Like, clearly he just had to shoot it like that because I guess it was an outdoor ceremony and it was just dark. And then clearly, and see, this is the only time when settings help. Again, I don't like showing settings, not because I don't want to show the settings, but it's more so like I feel if you don't understand what the settings are even doing, like you don't learn anything. But in this case, it's like, why was the photo so dark? Well, clearly it was dusk or something, because he kept his shutter at 1/250 to make sure he had everybody stopped. Now the f3.5, I'm assuming it's because it's a zoom lens. I would have opened up wide open. However, again, on a full frame, you can't really safely always shoot wide open. And 3.5 is not that much more from the 2.8. Yeah, if it's one of those lenses that doesn't do 2.8 all the way through, he stopped down just to make sure you got the photo sharp. And then ISO 1250, because again, he had to get something in there. It was mad dark. I mean, this is passable. You know, I got rid of some of the grain, and obviously there's going to be a little bit in there. But again, like, I add grain to my photos after the fact, so people over here harp, you have to have the most perfect photo every time, all the time, everywhere. It's like, it's not realistic. That's for studio photographers. That's for photographers who can actually control what is happening. At a wedding, you can't control what is happening. You're just there. And you have to shoot the thing and figure out the best option at the current time. Not be like, well, they told me to shoot only at ISO 100. No. That's half the reason why people don't like wedding photographers. Because we do craziness like shoot at 1250 ISO because there was no other option. Here's our shot here. You can see I usually kind of pull the life out of the greens. I don't like green. But y'all know the color I do like. That's your photo? Awesome. Great job. Let's see, what is this? The 56? Is this, that's the old one, right? 56 is such a good lens though. As a beginner, should we start working with a studio or should we start individually? It depends. I would say, like, do whatever work you can and then maybe work with a studio to help you learn more and get more experience under your belt. Because that's the biggest thing with wedding photography. The experience is what matters. The experience is what makes you a better photographer. And you can get, like, when I find, so I'd been shooting for 2 years, but when I started working with my mentor, I was also shooting weddings for his company. So he made me second with him to learn how he likes to do it. And then also I would go shoot weddings for his company. And I would shoot my own weddings. So all of that together gave me more experience. So shooting with another company to get experience, yes. Just be careful. Make sure it's like a trustworthy company. There's a lot of companies out here who are just shady. They're the absolute worst. And you'll end up having more headache stories and bad situations from working with them rather than learning more. Oh my goodness. Tommy, thank you so much for that super chat. Here was the lunch money I promised you from WPPI. Thank you so much. Speaking of WPPI, anyone who else is going this next upcoming year? We got any WPPI friends? I'll be there speaking again on a subject I love, which is making wedding days more stress-free for you and your couples. I always like to talk from a business perspective rather than just being like, well, if you have a camera that can shoot 5 billion ISO, then it will be less stressful for your couples. No, it won't. make sure you have the best camera on the market because it'll make your your wedding days less stressful for your couples, but it won't. Your camera has nothing to do with any of that. Great shot. Is this? It is. There. Because I was about to say that crop was a little rough. I'm attending the newbie conference. And oh yeah, you know what? January 10th. I wish I could go. I didn't have a time to sign up to be a speaker, but I know what's that, Nathan, right? I'm forgetting his name because I am the worst with names. It's my downside. Did he make an Instagram for it? Yeah, Nathan, right? Yeah, he's good peoples. I wish I could go. But yeah, I didn't sign up to be a speaker, and I'm not in there at all. It's in Chattanooga too, because I'm going to imaging, which is like the week after that, I think, or something. And that's in Nashville, I believe. So it's right there. Everybody going to. What's going on with Tennessee? Tennessee's popping, y'all. Yeah, this is a great shot. I love the lighting. You see that beautiful lighting coming there? It's probably a window right here. This is probably the curtain or whatever for the window. Need a little bit, add a little bit of magenta in there. Bring these shadows back. Boom. There's our before and after. Yeah, Nathan Holritz. Holtritz? Singing a little bit more. I really am the worst with names. I hate it. That's what I was talking about earlier. I was doing my full wedding day video, premiering it, and I was in there in the chat, and someone was like, "Oh, you do so great. You're like such a people person." I'm an extroverted introvert. My social skills are lacking. I'm the worst. I forget everybody's name. I meet all these amazing people and just forget their names. You know, like the worst. I won tickets to the newbie con. Oh, cool. How awesome. I'm still recovering from my fall. Can't make it. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised I'm even doing it. Oh, here goes another case, y'all. We about to just boom. Sync. Pow. Ta-da! And this is the white balance is off a little bit, but. And then again, we can do the comparison. I messed up though. Yeah, because I have the two photos selected. There we go. These are different lenses, yeah. Oh, it's a zoom. That's why I don't like zoom. Because you see how like the whole photo changed because of the zoom. Like the color of everything is like totally different. So where I could have just copied the settings and gone along my way, and obviously it's going to be a little different because the with the lens being wider like that, it's letting in more light. But yeah, matching with different focal lengths be hard. JB, would you visit Europe? Yeah, I haven't been out of the States. I need to go somewhere. I just need a reason. Nice. Is this also cropped in? It doesn't look like it. Oh, nope, it does. I'm just gonna edit this one this time. Great work on the detail shots here. So this is not straight, and while you might not be able to tell, the reason it's not straight is look at this leaning a bit, so I just want to straighten that out some. So I'm using that cabinet line to help me determine what straight is, and that looks better now. It's a little bit more straight. I hate photos leaning. I hate it so much. So see, now that I have these three photos by themselves, like I would go back now looking at them and raise the warmth on this one, because this one feels out of place now. Try to match them up a little bit better. All your photos aren't going to look exactly the same, but again, you need to keep them kind of close, especially when it's in the same kind of family of photos. Even with the more expensive zoom lenses, it never changes the exposure of it. It's crazy. Yeah, the colors will change, like especially even with primes. That's a pretty normal thing, everything changing like that. So here's another great example of being backlit. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and select my couple. I'm gonna raise the shadows on them. It's probably good there. Then we can bring the exposure up while keeping the shadows in a decent place. I can also, the sky was totally blown out, but we can select it just to see what will happen. This right, pull the exposure down some. The highlights can come down as well. But yeah, the sky is what it is. Magenta looks fine. We're gonna warm it up some. And see, I want the shadows to still look natural too though, because like this is where they start feeling like you were sucking the life out of them. So like they're gonna be in shadow because clearly the light's behind them. That's the kind of stuff you can't just change. This photo's a little tight. I don't mind this cutting off here, but it's just, it feels a little tight overall. There's our before and after. Nice. So this one we'll want to crop in because obviously you can see the softbox here. Not sure why the ISO is at 1600 though, it being a flash shot like this. I know it's dark, but maybe the power wasn't able to be enough. Again, you see how the life is sucked out of this? So I'm gonna raise these highlights. Straighten it up some. This is the main reason I don't like using yeah, this is the main reason I don't like using soft boxes and stuff, because now it's like, great, let me go ahead and open up Photoshop real quick. Like I'm not a fan. Dang, when's the last time I opened Photoshop? take my good old lasso tool, gonna lasso it up. Bye-bye. Boom. That's fine, I guess. Get rid of this light too. This thing's annoying. Does that work? I don't know. Let's take a bigger area. Nope, that messes up the whole photo. Do it again one more time. That's passable. Then we gotta come down here and get this shadow. And then I'm gonna take this whole corner. Oh my goodness. Does anyone know a good trackpad for the Magic Mouse? Cause like, I can't find a good trackpad. You see this line? I can't even draw a straight line. Look at that. Look how bad that is, yo. Now, because I don't like how that looked, we're gonna use our clone. No, that's not gonna work. Here, let's just do it again. Just do that whole corner now. And then we gotta go in and clone the thing. And draw this little line out some. Maybe I can pull from this line here. Nope. You see, now it has that dark spot. And I don't think I can, I don't think I can do it again without it looking weird. Yeah, see, it got rid of it again. Here in Europe, the weddings are sometimes very different from the ones you're probably used to. Every time I'm at the wedding, I'm trying to think out of the box, like what would JP... Yeah, that's one of the hardest things. I know there's cultural differences too. And those are things that I'm just not familiar with because I've never shot them before. Congratulations on starting the education system. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get better at it. I want to just help people out, you know? Like, I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for my mentor teaching me a little bit too, so. And again, I know it's hard. Like, it seems like, oh, he's just out here trying to get paid, but like, gotta do what we gotta do. And I'm hoping that the stuff is helpful for others. This looks horrible, yo. I wonder if I can like, I hate doing this stuff, yo. There, that's as good as you're gonna get. I know you've helped me immensely. I'm shooting a solo wedding in July. Nice. Then we save it, and it's gonna go back into Lightroom. Do you answer questions after someone signs up for your Lightroom course, or do you have a support team? I'm the one answering it currently. If a bunch of people start buying the course, I might have to look at getting a team, but right now it's just a little old me doing everything. That's looking pretty rough. That's why I don't do that stuff. Oh, nice. Beautiful shot. I wish it was centered up a little bit more, but you know, it is what it is. So one thing about my preset is it changes the red to look a little orangey. So a lot of times what I do is I make sure I drop my red to look more red whenever I do any like Chinese or Asian weddings with a lot of red in it. So I drop my hue down here a little bit so that at least that I keep that red and I'm not messing it up so much. That's probably about where I would leave it too. See, man, people over here hating, oh, Fujifilm, low light performance. I think this is an X-T3. And like, yeah, it's a little grainy, but it's pretty good. I just shot my own 15s. Oh yeah, a quinceañera, and seeing the results just make me want to pick up more projects. Nice. This video is amazing, by the way, learning. Nice. Yeah, glad I could help out. Oh, that was the end of the photos? Let me see. Let's pick our favorites. Yeah, I'm thinking this is from this time around. These are my top picks. These are great shots, y'all. Y'all are so good. Y'all be out here inspiring me too. Sometimes I get like submissions from the editing your photos, and I'm just like, dang, y'all be in here, y'all. I gotta strip my game up. So let's export these real quick so I can show you my full process. And then y'all were talking about off-camera flash. I'll show you some of the shots from my last wedding with the off-camera flash. So when I export, I'm gonna choose where I want it to go. I normally have a folder somewhere. Yep, for YouTube. This ain't what I'm thinking. Oh no, this is 2022 exports. There it is, YouTube. Live stream. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put inside a folder called December. JPEG 100% sRGB, full resolution, 300 ppi for printing, sharpen for screen, standard. And then it's gonna open up in exposure 7 because that's where I do my sharpening and grain. Okay, so now the photos are exported, but now that I'm in exposure, this is where I have my preset for just sharpening and just grain. So I have a couple of different ones, and honestly, y'all, I don't know if people can handle it, but I almost want to start putting my black and white preset on all my color ones too, and just having all my photos be extra grainy, but I haven't gotten there yet. So sharpening and grain on the JPEG stage to make all my photos nice and crispy. And I don't know how much y'all can see the difference, but it's adding a slight hint of contrast, some grain, and then also sharpness to the photos. It's probably hard to see over YouTube though. That's the before, there's the after, before, after. There were no black and white photos this time around. What are your recommendations for exporting to your website portfolio? So if I was exporting for my website, right? So let's say I came in here and I was gonna export this photo for the website, right? Export. And then all this stays the same except the resize the fit. I go to long inch and I'll switch it to like 2000 or 2500. Resolution for PPI should be 72. And then other than that, everything is the same. I'm a strobist, and what will you advise for me to have the same vibes of your photos? So you can use the natural fields preset with flash and on-camera flash and off-camera flash photos. As you saw here, this clearly has flash in it. And this was your before and after. And also we had the shot down here that had the softbox on it. And there was your before and after. It's really just knowing how to work with the highlights and everything while you're editing as well. Hey, just came up with your channel yesterday. Already watched a lot of videos, love your content, as I'm interested in starting photography business myself, thinking of upgrading my gear. Nice. That's awesome. I hope it's helpful, because yeah, starting is the one part. That's where it can be a little hard, and you're like, what am I doing? How should I do it? Let's look at my last wedding of the year real quick, and then I'm gonna jump off of here, because I got a lot going on. I got so much to do. You gonna open back up Lightroom? No. I don't know why you did. You switch the catalog and it just closes. Alright, so as y'all were saying before, so I've been shooting a little bit more off-camera flash. This is all with the X-T5. Check out these photos. I'll show you the room shot with a 16 2.8 handheld. Shutter at 1/60. Seeing if it'll load the preview a little bit better. Because I have to go to develop. There we go. So I do a lot of things like this, especially if Ibis is on my side. Like, I'll just shoot it handheld. And so this is what it looks like after I would edit everything. Take the exposure down just a little bit. But we're talking about off-camera flash. So like when everyone was dancing and stuff, so I was so sad, right? So the couple comes out to dance, but they're facing the crowd, which clearly they would do. But that means if I want to shoot their faces, I have to shoot back, and this is all this back. Is like the DJ and this white wall. So, you know, it's not great. Also, the way I had my off-camera flash set up, they're shooting in. So the flashes are like in the corner shooting in at them, and I have a flash on my camera. So all the flash is just direct to them. Whereas the shot I wanted to take, which I took a couple, it's kind of like this. The background here was so beautiful. Got all these light balls. You got the crowd behind them and everything. You also have the depth of the building because that's the front door back this way. You can see I took some of the shots like this. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted their whole first dance to look like this. And you can see, so I have a flash on my camera shooting at them directly. Then I also have two flashes in the corner coming in. You can see the stand right here. So that's giving them like the nice side and back lighting and stuff. I've been watching your channel for 2 months and recently got an X-T3. My camera turning now isn't turning on after replacing all 3 batteries. Huh, it's not turning on at all? Are you using like Fujifilm official batteries? And also, was it a used X-T3 or a new one? These are the unedited shots here. That was my, yeah, this was my second photographer. So yeah, these shots are cool, but the contrast isn't where I wanted it to be. This was my second photographer, great shot. How was the focusing of the GFX 100S at the wedding video? It's pretty good. It's surprising. Again, whenever I talk about it, I don't want to say that the camera's slow, because that's not the right way to talk about it. It's not that it's slow. You have to change your approach. You know, like, it's not a little snappy X-T3, 4, or 5 where you can just be like, you have to be very intentional about what you're doing and what you're shooting with the GFX 100S. And if you're able to do that, you know, everything is great. But if you're comparing it to, you know, full frame cameras and crop sensors, like, yeah, it's gonna be slow. But the focusing was fine. Like, I got through the wedding and I wasn't feeling like, oh no, I'm gonna miss all my shots. Oh, you know something I've been doing recently? And I know the whole trend now of blurry photos. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I actually, when it's like time for eating and people are just hanging around and stuff, I've started getting in a habit, because I did it at a wedding in the past, where I take these like low shutter shots and just kind of capture the emotion of the room. Oh, here's a hot tip, y'all. So these are speeches, right? So I'm just taking photos for the speeches. After, if there's a initial speech or anything, or just right when the couple sits down to eat, come and take a picture of them kissing at their seats at the sweetheart table. Now, the reason you do this is because all throughout the night, everyone's gonna be dinging their cups, you know, ding, 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 oh, kiss, 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 right? And everyone is always gonna look at you like, oh, you didn't take the picture. They're gonna be doing it all night. You don't need every picture of that happening. So what I do, because what photos usually do, photos capture the feeling and the memories of what happened. You don't need to know exactly what was happening unless it's specifically the photos capturing that. So I'll ask them, hey, real quick before you eat, go ahead and do a kiss right here. Take the shot, so that now we have a photo of like, oh yeah, when people were dinging their cups and they kept asking us to kiss, boom. That's what they'll remember from this. They won't be thinking like, oh no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm capturing the feeling of it. And that's really the main point of everything. So I took 2 shots from the front and the back just to have it. To warm this shot up some. But yeah, where are my blurry shots? They're somewhere in here. Yeah, I kind of started, so people started getting food and stuff. Like here, I did that on purpose. This is not like I missed the shot. I think these kind of environmental shots of just stuff happening. Yeah, like here with the blurriness, it's kind of nice. I don't know what it is. Especially if you have like the couple's not really moving, so they're in focus, but then you have all this motion behind them. I kind of like it. So yeah, I'm just super slow shutter, and the IBIS is gonna keep the photo still. So all the blur is basically coming from the motion that's happening. There's another shot I took. I wonder I can't remember if that wedding was, I think it was last year, so it's probably not gonna be in here. Yeah, it's not gonna be in here. There was another wedding I did. Here it goes. It should be under details, I'm assuming. Wait a minute, this ain't the wedding. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Great job. So, should be a shot somewhere in here. Yeah, this shot. I love this shot so much. This one, and then there was another one that was better, but I was up on a second floor, and that's basically what I was doing. Is I had the shutter real slow and just kind of left it going. Oh yeah, is this it? No. I think it was a wide shot. Yeah, like this. So I was taking a shot of the whole venue area. So you can see there's motion here. It's kind of capturing the vibe and having the motion. So it's kind of cool. I know everyone feels some kind of way about that new trend, the like blurry photo trend. I think there's a time and place. Did you ever find a replacement for the broken R box? I did not. I just... Here I am, doing the thing. I use Fujifilm batteries and the X-T3 is new? Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all. I never had a problem like that before. But yeah, y'all. That's gonna be it for today. Like I said, I have a lot going on, and you know, we're gonna end out the new year coming up soon, so I'm surprised I got through everything. It's a good time. Is there any chance to snag it? No, there's not. I'm done for now. Also, I got family in town. There's a lot going on, so. Hey, John, hope you're having a great holiday season. Goals for 2023? Goals? Honestly, just to focus on this YouTube stuff a little bit more. Get some more videos out for you all. Not too many goals. Buy a house. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed everything. If you haven't checked out that full wedding day video, it's out now. Me shooting JFX 100s, and yeah. I hope you all have a great new year. And I will see you in 2023.